So between episodes, I decided to do some inventory management. You know, get the weight down, fix some things up, drop some crap. And I realized, hang on, I don't have a lot of ammo for the Ferguson rifle, but I did pick up the A World of Pain version of the Cowboy Repeater, the Cowboy Repeater Mark II. And you know, that's a good-looking gun, and more importantly, it's a good-looking gun that does well and has cheap ammo. So I ran back to the church, and I made some ammo for that. So now we have a backup gun. And while I was there, I realized, oh hey, wait a minute, I also picked up a 12.7mm gun, and the ammo for that. And that has large pistol rounds, which means that I can break that down, and I can turn that into more ammo for the Ferguson rifle, and that's great! My NCR disguise is perfect! And then I came back out here and realized, oh wait! We're next to Cottonwood Cove! We don't want to be in an NCR disguise, because if we go down the hill like this, and they see an NCR trooper coming down the hill and saying, hey, I have the mark of Caesar, they're going to say, great! Put him on a cross! So now would be a good time to stop being Ranger John and start being Gabriel de la Cruz again. Oh, I'm glad I realized that now before I got down that hill. And I will say, it does feel good to be myself again. Because it means I have the good guns, it means I have the compliance regulator, it means I have the Spurtlewood 9000 Gatling laser, it means I am, well, not invincible, but a lot less flimsy than I would be with just a Cowboy Repeater and a brush gun. So let's get down here and let's hope they don't crucify me on sight. You know, like like this guy, or any of the other skeletons we saw on crosses on the way down here. Hello, Anders. How are you doing today?
Please, help me. Legion caught me. Said this was the penalty for drug runners. Please, let me down.
You know, I would love to do that. I would like nothing better than to spare you the agony of a terrible death. On the other hand, I'm already in deep crap with the Legion and would like to avoid making it any deeper, so if I survive this trip to Caesar's camp, and if I manage to get out here without totally blowing things up, and if I survive the trip back, then yeah, I'll help you out then, alright?
No, please, don't leave me here!
If it makes you feel any better, I'll probably be right back. They'll probably put me right up on this cross right here, and we can keep each other company as we die.
Halt! What business have you in Cottonwood Cove, outsider?
I was invited to see Caesar.
You may continue, but be warned. Mark or no, we will not tolerate aggressive action by visitors in the camp.
You know what? I did kind of want to kill everyone here. You know, just in passing. I'll be honest, the welcome, the decor on the way in, it is not making me see you in a better light. But, you know, let's let bygones be bygones. I mean, yes, I murdered your ambassador, and you guys sent assassins after me, but, you know, we can be friends. Or at least, we can avoid being enemies for long enough for me to get you off my back. Okay, Cursor Lucullus. Or maybe, since I'm going out of my way to call him Caesar, you should be Cursor Lucullus. Let's go talk to Caesar. I would very much like to avoid being crucified today.
By order of Caesar, all visitors must disarm and relinquish all banned items. This order also extends to the platinum chip you carry. For now.
What exactly is considered a banned item in Caesar's camp, before I say yes or no?
Alcohol and all chems, including stims and other addictive items.
Other addictive items? You know stim packs aren't addictive, right? I don't know what Caesar's been telling you, but you know, they don't kill you, they're not addictive, they're not a drug. And actually, no, I need to keep my stim packs for Reasons related to, a birth defect. Yeah, that's right.
I know not why Caesar would wish to speak with such a physically inferior whelp, but I will allow this one exception. You may bear Caesar's mark, but do not attempt to share any of your medicine with anyone in the fort.
Jeez, tough crowd. Okay, we can disarm, you can have my guns, except the ones I'm secretly stashing away.
Your belongings will be returned to you when you leave.
Alright, so they've taken the platinum chip and all the alcohol. What weapons are we left with? He missed. A revolver, 2 pistols, a binoculars, 20 pounds of C4, the detonator for the C4, a knife, a laser pistol, some dynamite, a frag grenade, and some cybernetic limbs. Frankly, I'm glad he missed the last one because it would have been really awkward to go without my left arm. Gives me shivers that we're inside Caesar's camp, where they apparently have skeletons that are just wired in place on crosses. Because how else would they hold together? Okay, heart of the enemy, no, heart of friends, new friends, heart of temporarily not enemies while I do other things. Without, getting vilified by the Legion.
Some of the slaves have been spreading stories about the burned man again.
Stories about the burned man, you don't say. Nope, never heard of him. But what a power move to just show up in Caesar's camp saying, "Oh, the burned man. Is that right, Edward?" Oh, Mr. Sallow, no, I've never heard of the burned man before. And for the sake of the argument, you know I've never met him either, right, Ed? Now then, who exactly are you? I didn't expect to see a merchant in here.
So you're the visitor I've heard some of the legionaries talking about. If you're in the mood to trade, just say the word.
What exactly is it you have for sale? Let's see, do you have any contraband? You have food, but no chems, as I'd expect. You have ammo, including, yes, some stuff for the 44. Do you have a lever-action sight? No, of course. I don't know why, but I did kind of hope. There we go, that's at least some caps back in our pocket. Now, tell me about yourself. Have you actually met Caesar before? I'm going in to meet with him, and I'd like to have, at least something to talk about.
I haven't had the pleasure. I have crossed paths with Legate Lanius, his second-in-command, however. It was unpleasant. He killed one of my pack Brahmin simply because it was in his way. I knew better than to complain about it, though.
Okay, so note to self, avoid that dude, because it's like, killing Brahmin is just bad for business. I mean, so is crucifying people, but let's focus on the important things. Isn't it dangerous? I mean, I know that Sunny Smiles and what's-her-face Cass said that the Legion is safe territory for traders, right?
Not at all. They're my best customers. As long as you don't try to sell them chems or alcohol, they treat you fair. Hell, I don't even need to travel with guards most of the time in Legion territory. All the bandits are dead or run off.
It would be nice to run a caravan without worrying about all that stuff. Do they let you trade with the NCR?
Between having to hire protection and getting slapped with taxes, it's more profitable to stick to Arizona and New Mexico. But I do cross the river from time to time when an opportunity comes along.
See, I knew this picture existed, but you're still kind of painting it for me. I still don't think the protection the Legion offers is worth, the slavery and genocide. So, how's life?
It's best if I'm not seen talking to you.
You know what? That's fair. I might be about to die, but it's nice to not drag anybody down with me. Strange to see Nevada from this side of the river. Oh, I'm actually really nervous about this. And not just because I've been telling myself I'm about to die. Ugh. What is that over there? I don't actually know whether I've been there. The map says it should be like right around here. It's tucked up against a mountain, so it's probably like something right here, but it's like it's spitting distance, but I don't know what it is. Yeah, that's me. In Caesar's camp, about to be killed, but hey, I'm curious what's going on over there. I'm very curious what's going on here, too.
What the fuck was that? I've seen crippled slaves move faster. True to Caesar.
Okay. I'm guessing you're involved with that?
I'm harsh on the children, but they'll be excellent legionaries. I'm quite proud of them.
Ah, you're making the children do exercise. I mean, I've been in gym class, so obviously you're not as harsh as some of the teachers I've had. Oh, gosh. Ugh. Okay. Kinda, you know, stomach up in my throat moment. It's like going like, okay, that's the guy. That's the guy. This is the moment. We're about to die, but hopefully he doesn't have us crucified. All right. Deep breath. I was about to say pop some mentats, you know, be nice and charismatic. But they took the chems, too. Well, I guess we can pop, do we have a meeting thing? Yeah, we have one meeting people. Okay, we're gonna meet a person today.
You're the courier who caused so much trouble for my legion, and yet you dare come before me. Vulpes and Culta, the best of my frumentari is dead. Years of meticulous scheming to place a mole at Camp McCarran. Wasted. Is it any wonder my legion has so little love for you? So tell me this, because I really want to know. I am feared, with good reason. But you, of all people, dare to come here and stand before me, the mighty Caesar. What were you thinking?
Okay, when you put it like that... Yeah... yeah, I had to see the mighty... How desperate am I? I had to see the mighty Caesar with my own eyes.
Maybe I should have you struck blind so my face is the last sight you ever behold. Look, you do know why I wanted to meet you, right? A man nearly kills you, so you track him across the breadth of the Mojave. You arrive on the strip and waltz into the Lucky 38 like someone left you a key under the doormat. You assassinate the head of the chairman in his own casino and get away with it. Then something happens to Mr. House's robot, some kind of military upgrade. When you set your mind to something, you get results. I like that. The question is, are you ready to get started?
Wait. Hang on. Just 1 second. You just listed all these reasons why your legion hates me. I killed Vulpes and Culta. I wasted that plan. I've been killing legionary assassins since day like 2 of my journey here. And you want to give me a job? I mean, okay. I mean, I've heard crazier plans. I did just walk into your base basically unarmed and with no backup. But sure. What the hell? Why not? How can I serve Caesar's Legion?
I like the servile attitude. Keep it up. The time is fast approaching when my legion will assault the Great Dam and invade the West. Before that happens, I want Mr. House knocked out of the game. A quick 1-2 punch, with you doing the punching.
Ah. See, that's, awkward, because me and House, we have this kind of thing going on. You might say we're in bed together, where he gives me lots of money, and I do what he says. What exactly is it you want me to do to House?
Down the hill, at the west edge of camp, is an old building. It was here when the fort was taken in 2277. Inside the building is a hatch. And inside that hatch are 2 steel doors that bear the sigil of the Lucky 38 casino. Now that same sigil is on the platinum chip you were carrying. Isn't that interesting? Even more interesting, there's a slot about the same size as the chip on the console that opens the hatch. So you know what I think? I think the platinum chip opens those doors. Doors that can't be pried open, or drilled open, or blasted open. Because all that, I tried.
The thought that immediately crosses my mind is, okay, so if the chip opens the door, then kill the guy who's been giving you so much trouble, and have done. Now you have the chip, Now you have soldiers you can send inside. Why send for me? What do you want me to do once I'm inside?
I want you to destroy whatever you find in there. And then I want you to come back here and tell me about it. So go to the building and take this fucking platinum chip with you. My legionaries will meet you there, with your weapons and equipment. Goodbye.
Well, that's unexpected. Welcome to my camp. Have your guns back. Here's the chip back. Go where Mr. House wants you to go. I mean, okay. I'm fine with that. Yeah, I can do that. You know what's really weird, I think, is that Caesar built his camp around here. I mean, what are the odds, right? Oh, you just happened to build your camp surrounding the bunker that I need to get in for Mr. House. Like, that, the odds of that are insane. But I mean, it works out, so, hey! We get to go in here, we get our weapons back, we get to do what Mr. House wants. Caesar is offering me a job? I mean, this is crazy. This is nuts. I mean, this could not have worked out better for me. Oh man, I might get out of this day alive, actually.
Caesar has put a lot of trust in you. Be worth it.
Oh man, yeah, he has. For no reason. I have no idea why Caesar is doing this. I mean, yeah, he wants to give me the opportunity, but I wouldn't. If I had an army and some prick was wandering around and killing my assassins and had done so much to set me back, I would execute that guy on the spot, not give him a job. Oh no, we're into radiation. Oh, that's not good. We only have, I think, 4 Radaway left? Yeah, 4 Radaway. Maybe sticking around Searchlight wasn't the best idea. But at least we're very low. Hey there, House.
I see you reached your destination safely. Shall we get to work?
That we shall. What is this place?
It's a facility I built many years before you were born. You might think of it as a barracks. You'll understand soon enough.
So why am I here in your barracks? I bet it's to upgrade your Securitrons, right?
As you know, the Platinum chip upgrades my Securitron's operating software. Well, there's an army of them here. The Securitrons policing the strip are a fraction of the total number manufactured. The rest I stored here. I need you to manually upload the data from the chip to the facility's primary computer. There's a terminal at the other end of this facility. There's a complication. While I can broadcast to this screen, I can't control any of the facility's systems. That means I can't deactivate its security bots, most of which appear to be active according to the status board I'm looking at.
Well, I mean, that shouldn't be a problem. I am rather tech-savvy. What was that you said about security systems?
The same equipment failure that prevents me from remotely operating this facility seems to have activated its security robots and turrets. There's a security room near the base of the stairs. Perhaps you can deactivate them yourself.
Ah, that is nice. I was going to ask how come you would store something in a facility you can't control. So you have an army of Securitrons. I gotta admit, kind of excited. I've been playing with robot minions. This sounds like a really cool plan. What are you gonna do with them?
My army will do what an army does best. Defend territory from invaders and maintain order.
All right, let's get this show on the road. 1 robot army coming up.
Good. I won't hold you up any longer.
Oh, man. See.
Attention.
Oh, shoot. He did say security systems.
Arm up to and unable to continue.
Yeah, unable to continue. Shoot. Okay. Real quick. Let's get in here. He said there was a security room. Protectron operations terminal. Let's hack this real quick. That security alert is turned off. Turret operations, same thing. Turret turned off. And SentryBot operations? Hello? Oh. It's turned off. We can't turn the SentryBots off, which is unfortunate because SentryBots are actually a lot scarier than Protectrons or turrets. But at least we have some pulse grenades to take care of them, and a plasma rifle. Thank you very much. Don't mind if I do. Okay, we have a door that won't turn on. Unless we can... Yes, junction box. We can repair the junction box and open the door that way. So now what we do is we hide in here like a coward, and we toss some grenades in there. Actually, you know what? Let's test out this EM pulse, see how well that works. If I just go like this... Oh, that was a bad plan. Grenades it is, grenades it is. Okay. So the EM pulse, not quite what I was hoping for, but at least the sentry bots are gone now, which means we can get in here, and that's basically all the opposition we'll ever face in this bunker. That's nice. Means we can just run in here, loot everything, and go to the end and upload the platinum chips upgrade. And you know what? I'm gonna do some experiments. Will one pulse kill a Protectron? Okay, kills a Protectron, that's good. It's good to know our limits. How about a turret? Okay, these things are actually pretty good. Just a sentry bot is too much for it. Okay, I like this implant. Saves me ammo. I mean, it's only useful against robots, but hey, so long as we're only facing robots. Oh wow, that's a lot of robots. And it just keeps going on. Okay. I like having a robot army. We should have more robot armies. This is a good robot army. Alright, here we go. One upgrade coming up. Install the Mark II upgrade software. And just like that, the facility powers up. We have the upgraded Securitrons. We have our army. And now it's time to go back to deal with Caesar, unfortunately.
Move along, please.
The question becomes, do I want to go in guns blazing? I would love nothing more. But apparently House wants me to let Caesar live. And I mean, I understand his reasoning. His entire plan is that he plays the NCR off of Caesar, and the two fight each other, and they weaken each other, and that way he can swoop in and steal the entire pot. But it still galls me that I can't go in there and just murder Caesar. I would like nothing more than to be a one-man army wiping out the fort. Or to do it sneakily. I can do sneaky. I can get a silent weapon, just wipe out Caesar like that. But no. We can't weaken the Legion at all. Ugh. If I weaken the NCR, let's strike a deal. If I weaken the NCR, then can I kill Caesar? Please? Alright, fine. He gets to live. For today. After Hoover Dam, I'm coming back, and I am slaughtering him. Just so you know. It does occur to me, we literally just did the opposite of what Caesar asked us to do, so, hopefully he doesn't find out about the giant army of Securitrons underneath his fort.
I felt the ground shake a while ago. I'll take that as a sign you've got the job done. Let's press on, shall we? As I was telling you before, I want Mr. House out of the picture. You have an interest in his death, too. If he knows that you destroyed his gadgets beneath the fort, he will strike back. You know where to find him. How he dies, I leave up to you.
You're making a lot of assumptions here. You're incredibly trusting for the leader of an army based on death and slavery. Before I head out to, of course, kill Mr. Caesar, because obviously I will do as you say, you mind if I ask some questions?
What did you want to know?
What is it you think you know about House? Like, why do you want him gone?
I know he's a coward, hiding behind an army of robots ensconced in that tower of his like a wizard in one of those Grognak comic books. Some say he's a man, others a machine. I don't care. He's in the way.
Alright, that's House. What about the NCR?
As a young man, I was taught to venerate President Tandy of Shady Sands, the founding mother of the new California Republic. Did you know her presidency lasted 52 years? And that her father, Aradesh, was the Republic's first president? Does that sound like a democracy to you? Or a hereditary dictatorship?
I mean, they voted for her.
Because the council didn't dare oppose her. She was too popular. She had the people's love. So things ran smoothly, more or less. And as soon as she was gone, as soon as there really could be democracy, what happened then? Ever since losing its queen, the NCR has been weaker, more diffuse. Democracy has been its weakness, not its strength.
So your solution to a de facto but unofficial dictatorship is to make the dictatorship official. How exactly is it weak?
Greed runs rampant. The government is corrupt, accepting bribes from Brahmin barons and landowners to the detriment of citizens. The NCR is a loose conglomerate of individuals looking out for themselves. It's lost virtue. No one cares about the collective, the greater good. It's not built to last. I'm just hastening the inevitable.
And yet they have you at a standstill.
Of course. The most powerful my legion has faced. Also the first to which I am ideologically opposed. Until now, every tribe I've conquered has been so backwards and stunted, enslavement has been a gift bestowed upon them. My conquest of the Mojave will be a glorious triumph, marking the transition of the Legion from a basically nomadic tribe to a genuine empire. Just as my namesake campaigned in Gaul before he crossed the Rubicon, so have I campaigned and will cross the Colorado.
Oh my gosh, you actually believe your own hype, don't you? So if you're that great, how come you lost?
It's not going to happen again, that's all I have to say about it.
Oh yeah, sure, I've heard about your legate. No, not that Joshua Graham guy. Lanius, what's his deal?
Linnaeus is the greatest of my battlefield commanders. Some might call him a great man, but I'm not sure he qualifies. Once, he was the greatest warrior of the Hydebarks, a tribe of the Arizona. Maniacal in battle. Sometimes he'd ambush Legion patrols by himself. When after several months we found and surrounded the Hydebarks camp, their chieftain raised a banner of surrender. The warrior, who was not yet Linnaeus, went insane with rage. He struck down his chieftain and attacked his own tribe. He killed 15 before they brought him down. He didn't die, obviously. I had him tended to. He was maimed, most of his face torn off. It was days before he regained consciousness. When he did, I went to his bedside and showed him the helmet I'd had forged to cover his face. I said he could have it if he'd fight for me. He accepted, on condition that he be allowed to kill the surviving males of his tribe. I said, make it the adult males, and you have a deal.
So a genocidal maniac fighting for a genocidal maniac. Yeah. How fitting.
Linnaeus is savage. Savagely loyal, too, but only to me. He has no love for my legion. But this has its uses. He has no attachment to his men, no compunction about battlefield losses. All he cares about is destroying the enemy. When another legatus or a centurion fails to achieve results, I send Linnaeus to make things right. His first step is to beat the failed commander to death in front of his assembled troops. Then he orders the ritual of decimatio.
Decimatio. No idea what that means. Sounds like the same base as decimal. 10?
It means decimation. But in ancient Rome, the word had a very specific meaning. A punishment for cowardice. The legionaries are lined up in ranks. Every 10th man steps forward and is beaten to death by his brothers. It instills a certain robust obedience.
I mean, if it were me, I just wouldn't line up in spot number 10, but you know, that's just me. And Linnaeus will lead the assault on Hoover Dam.
Yes. This time my legionaries will be more frightened of the commander behind them than the enemy before them. There will be no failure this time, no retreat, no years of gathering slaves and resources for another assault. With Linnaeus to drive the Legion forward, the dam will be taken. It will be our bridgehead across the Colorado.
Yeah, I've heard of this guy called Joshua Graham.
And I've heard it's a bad idea to tempt the wrath of Caesar. Change the subject.
You said you're ideologically opposed to the NCR. Is that why you teach such strange ideas, like avoiding medicine and good guns?
I used Imperial Rome as the model for my Legion precisely because it was so foreign, so alien. I'd seen what had become of the NCR's attempts to emulate the culture of pre-war America, the infighting, the corruption. Rome was a highly militarized autocracy that effectively integrated the foreign cultures it conquered. It dedicated its citizens to something higher than themselves, to the idea of Rome itself. In Rome, I found a template for a society equal to the challenges of the post-apocalyptic world, a society that could and would survive, a society that could prevent mankind from fracturing and destroying itself in this new world by establishing a new Pax Romana.
Roman peace.
It means a nationalist, imperialist, totalitarian, homogenous culture that obliterates the identity of every group it conquers. Long-term stability at all cost. The individual has no value beyond his utility to the state, whether as an instrument of war or production.
I mean, I get it, kind of. The NCR is corrupt. I'll admit that. It's corrupt, it's inefficient, it's falling apart because, I mean, kinda, yeah, I get what you're saying. People are actually arguing over what they want now instead of just falling in line behind Tandy. Is that a good reason to destroy it, though?
No. I'll destroy it because it's inevitable that it be destroyed. It's Hegelian dialectics, not personal animosity.
That sounds like something you don't know what you're talking about, but I don't know either, so what do you mean?
How do I put this basically enough? It's a philosophical theory, the kind you might encounter if you took time to read some books. The fundamental premise is to envision history as a sequence of dialectical conflicts. Each dialectic begins with a proposition, a thesis, which inherently contains or creates its opposite, an antithesis. Thesis and antithesis. The conflict is inevitable, but the resolution of the conflict yields something new, a synthesis, eliminating the flaws in each, leaving behind common elements and ideas.
So paint a picture for me. On the one hand, you have the NCR, on the other you have Caesar's Legion. What's the synthesis look like?
The bombs wiped the slate clean. Human civilization descended to a level of ignorance that effectively set our cultural progress back to zero. The NCR has all the problems of the ancient Roman Republic: extreme bureaucracy, corruption, extensive senatorial infighting. Just as with the ancient Republic, it is natural that a military force should conquer and transform the NCR into a military dictatorship. Thesis and antithesis. The Colorado River is my Rubicon. The NCR Council will be eradicated, but the new synthesis will change the Legion as well, from a basically nomadic army to a standing military force that protects its citizens and the power of its dictator.
I don't think you understand how the dialectics work, because what you're saying, oh, the thesis and the antithesis meet together and they're both destroyed and they create something new. But what you're saying is that the antithesis will destroy the thesis, and then the antithesis will become stronger, but it'll still basically be the antithesis. That's not how this works. How did Edward Sallow become Caesar?
Ironically, I was born a profligate myself, a citizen of the NCR. My family lived not far from the Great Boneyard. After raiders killed my father, my mother sought the followers' protection. I was 2 years old. She found work at their library, cooking and cleaning. I learned how to read, and soon I was taking courses, free of charge. I was taught it was my responsibility to bring the torch of knowledge to the waste. I may have taken the torch part more literally than they intended.
I'll admit, I knew that part before, from another guy whose armor I'm wearing. We don't need to talk about that in front of all your guards. I mean, we both know who I'm talking about. I'm having difficulty seeing the chain of progression from peaceful follower who distributes medicine and helps people to warlord who conquers the wastes.
When I was 20, the follower sent me east to Grand Canyon. It was my first expedition. Just me and a physician named Calhoun. As an anthropologist and linguist, my assignment was to learn the dialects of the Grand Canyon tribes. What a fucking waste of time. If you think it's worthwhile to make smart people learn how to talk like backward savages, you're a follower of the apocalypse. Or an idiot. Anyway, we met up with a Mormon missionary who already knew a bunch of dialects. Joshua Graham. He was supposed to teach me, but before that went too far, the Blackfoot tribe captured us to hold us for ransom. They were a backward bunch, but the real problem was they didn't know how to fight.
So let me just expand an idea real quick. You just said that if you want to teach us smart people how to understand a savage dialect, you're a follower of the apocalypse or an idiot. So your solution was to take a bunch of tribals and teach them Latin. You know, that really active language in the post-apocalypse. So what was the problem with the Blackfoots?
The Blackfoot were at war with 7 other tribes, each just as pissant as they were. But outnumbered like that, they weren't going to last long. It's one thing to be taken hostage, another to be lashed to a sinking ship. So over Calhoun's objections, I decided to take certain steps. I taught them how to use the guns they already had, how to strip and clean them, how to breathe when pulling a trigger, how to reload ammunition. They looked at me like I was some kind of a sorcerer. So I taught them how to make explosives and started drilling them on small unit tactics. If there's anything I learned as a follower of the apocalypse, it's that there's a lot of good information in old books.
And after that?
Divide et impera, divide and conquer. I led the Blackfoot against the Ridgers, their weakest enemy. When they refused to surrender, I ordered every man, woman, and child killed. When next we surrounded the Kaibabs, and they likewise refused, I took one of their envoys to the Ridgers' village and showed him the corpse piles. This was new for the tribes, you see. They played at war, raiding each other, a little rape and pillage here, a little ransoming there. I showed them total warfare. Like I said, there's a lot you can learn from old books.
Oh man, I want to punch you in your stupid smug face so friggin' hard right now. I had forgotten what a massive, colossal douchebag you are. It's like, oh man, they played at war, but I taught them genocide. You! Why? Why would you do that? It's like, oh, they weren't savage enough, so I taught them how to do it right. And what happened next?
Kaibabs joined me, and the Fredonians after that. All the pissant tribes with names that should be forgotten. I knew from the start I'd need to eradicate this plague of tribal identities, replacing them with a monolithic culture, a uniform identity. So that's what I did once my confederation of tribes was large enough. I crowned myself Caesar and created a single great tribe, my legion. I sent Calhoun, the follower captured with me, back west with a message that I should not be interfered with. Joshua Graham, the Mormon interpreter, stayed with me and served as my first legatus.
And since then, all you've done is spread this message of rape, conquer, pillage to other tribes.
That's right. Decades of warfare, absorbing lesser tribes, gathering power, forging the dross into a vast, razor-sharp scythe. My legion's expansion has never ceased. Much of the Utah and Colorado and all of Arizona and New Mexico are mine. We have cities of our own, but nothing compared to Vegas. Finally, my legion will have its Rome.
You know what? I think that's enough questions for now.
What else then?
You know, I was gonna be all sarcastic and say, oh yeah, of course I'll eliminate House for you. But somehow I've lost the appetite for wit.
Good. Don't know what kind of security he has inside the Lucky 38, but if you can find a way of catching him off guard, do so.
Oh, man. You know, I had a plan where I'd come back here and say, oh, look at all this C4 that I just happened to bring. Wouldn't it be a shame if it all went
I see what
right
you're
here,
doing.
under Caesar's chair, and then we just walked away and pulled the trigger on this detonator. And there's part of me still wants to do it. I really want to do it. I would like nothing more than to blow your stupid, smug head sky high. And again, just one pull of the trigger, and that's years, decades of tyranny gone in an instant. In one big cleansing flame. Oh, I want to pull this trigger so bad. But no. House wants you alive for some reason. Because if you're weak, then the NCR has too easy a time conquering you. And there's part of me saying, do it anyway. You have a backup plan. You have Yes Man. You can do this on your own. You have a robot army now. Unfortunately, I do think House has a better plan than I do. It's like he's been doing this for years, building plans. So you're a very lucky man, Caesar. You get to live. For now. I'll be back. Don't worry about that. And you know what the worst thing is? We're still shunned with the Legion. So we need to figure out a way to get them on side.